What's crack-a-lacking? Lightning and thunder. I'm gonna wait some moments. See if anybody's gonna join at 22:22. Get out of the zoo. Pick up your own poo. And realign. How do I get the chat? There you go. Chats. Wonderful. Wonderful. 22, 22, 27. Back to basics. Aloha, Dreyfo Cicada. I like that. Dreyfo Cicada. What a great way to start the stream. How's everybody feeling with this beautiful, intense energy? I don't know if it says there that I'm RK Booby, but nothing is what it seems, so that's a great way to start. And yeah, there's just so much going on collectively, and the energy that is swirling all around us in all moments is heightening, because we are returning to innocence. It's the great return to innocence. We're all engaging with your brother here. I've missed you and so grateful for you. Love you, bro. Get him. Love you, brother. Love the Aussie Fractal. I'd love to hear from you guys. Give me a call sometime. The phone is now up and running again. Thank goodness. Feeling everything. Yeah, exactly. Feeling everything. That's the key. That the key is to feel and not judge the feeling, not analyze it, not try and find a reason for it. People quickly run to the doctor to get something, to cover up the way they feel instead of feeling the way they feel. And feeling is everything. They say the longest journey you will make is the one from your head to your heart. And that's what the whole ascension process is about. It's about returning to the heart, returning to oneness, because we are all connected at the heart. So when we all return into our heart, we return into that pure state of divinity, and no separation, the illusion of separation. It's all been dissolved anyway. Time is not real. It's all happened already. We get to co-create and be a part of the process. Aloha, Charity. And it's all about simplicity. There's so much going on externally, but everything is a finger pointing to the moon, and the moon is love. Everything is guiding you internally. Absolutely everything, especially this month. The seven first is very much about the deep mysteries of life, and really going deep into your relationships. The everyday relationships that you kind of take for granted. When you really slow down and observe yourself and observe the character that you're playing, because we play so many different characters, but none of them are us. We are the witness to all of it, the consciousness behind it all, the spirit. That is who we are. We are not all of these characters that we've created. The personality and the ego and the subconscious and the unconscious, and all of these labels that we've got. Everybody's got labels, and everybody's got a reputation, and status. Everybody's got a reputation to uphold, and a reputation is based on the past. So you're living your future based on the past. There's only one thing you need to do, as there's 9 people watching, and that's being integrity. And integrity, as everybody's going to find out, is listening to your feelings, trusting your feelings, and expressing your feelings. And every moment with every person, we are contracted to speak the truth, real, whole, pure truth in every moment. That is our contract. And the only discipline, like, yo, what up, Faith? Where's our boy? What's he up to? Drake, he's such a socializer. I love his energy. And his hair is always wild, and he's always pulling these funny faces. Oh, he's brilliant. Drake, he's so cool. So yeah, there's huge energies hitting the collective, hitting the planet. Yeah, Mama's everywhere, man. She's got some big surprises in store. for everybody. He's eating a burger. Of course, he's eating a burger. And he's always got the most classic shirts on as well. Oh, Jakey, 5 and 15 is one of my gene keys. I actually wanted to go through. I actually ordered the book, so I'm going to get the book in about a week, and then I'm going to assimilate the book and put it into the numbers and see what I can get out of it, and try and create. Not try and create. I'm going to create a really simple program, like a little simple program that everybody can use, and it's really simple. Mama's in your heart, Renee. Get in your heart, go deep, and the deeper you go, the more you feel it. 5 and 15 on my. I don't feel I have 5, but I feel I've got 15 for sure. You have 15 twice. How do you have 15 twice? 15. Let's see. I've got written down here somewhere. 15. And then an eternally flowering spring. I don't know if there's much dullness about you, Faith. Mum's always laughing. Her and Robin are dancing, having fun. Dullness, magnetic fluorescence. I've definitely got that one. I've definitely got the 15. I have no idea. The 15, 4 and 15 too. Wow. That's very interesting. Fluorescence. You got that extra fluorescence. So I wanted to go through, I've written down a few of these things I wanted to go through. Let me start with a pono. If anybody wants to join. Pono. And for anybody that's interested, when Mom told us to start doing the pono, that I think it was the evening before or the day before, I just written down the six subsections basically that humanity need to dissolve in order to find their balance. And the wording I put for all of those 6 came up to exactly the same total as the exact pono phrase. And there's no coincidences in life, so I like that there's no coincidences. And that's the beautiful thing, you know, when you pay attention to synchronicities, which are glitches in the matrix, then you invite them in more. You know, you invite the unseen and the unknown and the mysteries of the universe into your space, into your awareness, into your environment. You know, it's simply through shifting your perspective, shifting your focus, because you can't get into 5D if you still believe in 3D. Like if you still believe that you're a human and that you're the mind, then you can't enter 5D. Like humanity need to get around it by getting into the heart. Like the mind cannot figure out what's going on, and the mind cannot figure out a way out of the situation. You know, it's impossible to find a solution to a problem with the same thinking that created it. Just like it's no point planting a million trees, you know, if you're not doing your inner work, because then you've got the same level of consciousness that destroyed the trees in the first place. So it defeats the object. You know, it's simply a shift from the mind to the heart. And the brilliant thing about that is it's so simple. It's so simple a 5-year-old can do it. And every being on the planet, if they just slow down and stop getting caught up in a rush and stop getting caught up in thinking they know better, and just surrender to divine will and just do your spiritual disciplines, which a 5-year-old can do. You do that every day, your problems will disappear. That's how simple it is. But everybody wants to, but let me figure it out. There must be a more complicated way. There must be another way that, I can look smart, or I can make money, or, something. Because even in the Gene Keys, it talks about how humanity are afraid of the ordinary. We've been conditioned and programmed to think that the ordinary is mediocre, or it's not good enough. We've always been taught to strive, and striving just gets you into debt and gets you into more emotional chaos and financial chaos and all this shit. It's not about striving. You don't strive outside of the flow of the universe, outside of the alignment of the universe. And the universe flows in rhythms and patterns and ebb and flow. And I was saying on my live earlier that everybody wants to ride the wave. but no one wants to paddle out. Nobody wants to do the legwork to get there so they can enjoy the view or the sunset. Everybody just wants to, everybody else must do the work, and then you get to sit there with your cocktail and your Nasara, and then you're all good. But that doesn't work like that. Energy flows from within. So what you do within shows without. As within, so without. And the shift that we're going through right now, it's way beyond our wildest comprehension. It's not something you can figure out. It's not something you can understand. Life doesn't make sense. True reality doesn't make sense. It's not meant to make sense. You can only make sense of something if you've got a concept about it. And if you've got a concept about it, that means you're an ego. And that's where humanity is really tripping up. But this doesn't make sense. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, I don't understand that. Like, you're not meant to. You know how many times guys, like, they're in a relationship with a girl and they say to you, bro, she just doesn't make any sense. You're not meant to make sense. You're only meant to make sense when people feel like they've got wounds. They feel abandoned, or they've got rejection issues, or they feel lost. And so they want to make sense of it. So they've got some sort of concrete foundation or stability of understanding. And everybody wants to understand the truth. You can't understand the truth. It's like the Tao. It's the way. It's just a way. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being. It's a state of being. And it's who you are. There's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to chase. You just need to slow down and listen and breathe and talk to the angels and talk to the consciousness all around you. You're surrounded by love. It's not space. I do sessions with people and I ask them, what's between you and the screen? Hey, fuck you, lockdowns. Wanker, you're out. Nobody puts mama in the corner. Retard. Out. Thank you for coming. Moving on swiftly. Where was I? Yeah. All right. So, gene keys. What did I write? So the first ding. The first that was Mama saying, "Oh, to the great central sun. Adios, amigos." The ego is not your amigo. So the first gene key talks about entropy. Now, I didn't quite understand what this word meant, so I went into it a bit. And basically, it says that entropy is the unavailability of energy in a closed system, or a disorder of energy in a closed system, which represents humanity's bodies, because we've got a lot of trapped energy, trapped feelings that we never allowed to fully pass through our hearts. So maybe when you're younger, you had an experience that, wasn't very nice or comfortable. And so it basically made you close up. And anytime that feeling arose in any experience, you closed up instead of allowing it to pass fully through your heart. And what happens when the feeling doesn't pass through your heart fully, because your heart is the center of your chakras, your rotating vortexes. And when you don't allow the feeling of the experience to fully pass through your heart, because the experience doesn't end just with the visual or just with the interaction. There's a whole energetic process that goes with it. So when you don't allow it to pass through your heart as an empty vessel, as a conduit for God, for love, for source to work through you, then the energy moves from the heart to the mind. So the mind can try and figure out what to do with it. So that humanity start becoming manager of the universe, and everybody wants to decide how they want to manage their energy so that it kind of fits in with their construct of beliefs in their head about what they think life is meant to be about, and what they think they're supposed to be striving for, which is not the case, So then the mind can't figure it out, so the mind sends it back to the heart, and it gets trapped. And so we've got all of these blocked pockets of density, pockets of unconsciousness, and every choice we make, every action we make has to come through because it's a decision from your whole being. So it has to come through all of those pockets of density. And so that's why everything we do is based in dysfunction and disharmony and imbalance. We've got to heal those wounds. We've got to go back and feel. Whenever feelings arise that are not comfortable, you simply need to feel it. Oh, you bloody retards. Surely you got something better to do on a Friday night. And you obviously don't know how energy works, because you're basically digging your grave. I mean, the last person that did that had a heart attack a couple of days later. So we send you love, which doesn't necessarily mean flowers. It might be a nice, quick, warm trip to the sun, but it's all good. Either way, we all return back to love. You can be a rock, we can sit on you. That's also good. So entropy. It talks about numbness as well, and how we have unpredictable internal weather patterns, because we are connected to the whole. So whatever's happening with the planets and all these large mass energetic beings, it all affects us, because they're all part of us. Everything is a part of us. And so there's a whole lot of things happening in us and all around us that don't make sense, and don't feel comfortable. But it's not about judging them. We are here as master alchemists to transform the collective energy that we've left over from all of our choices and from our damage of past times, trying to ascend the planets and destroying the planet in our dysfunction. And with spiritual energy, you can't just leave energy lying around. Energy needs to be transformed. And so when energy comes to you and you're not feeling good, or you're not feeling comfortable, it's not an attack. We've got to start shifting from, yes, we've been programmed, yes, we've been manipulated, yes, they hijacked our consciousness. We know all of that shit. But now, with the level of awareness that we've got, it doesn't matter anymore. Now you get to choose. I see that. Now what's the solution? Love. All right. I'm just going to choose love all day, every day, because that's the solution. That's literally how we ascend. Everybody choosing love. Everybody focusing on love. Focusing on unity, focusing on vulnerability and sensitivity, and just being authentic and being vulnerable. Aloha, Lindy Lo, love you. And just being real. And when the trolls come and all these, these retarded egos come, you just see it for what it is. It's not at you. It's not a go at you. It's their own level of coin. Mom taught me that well. She used to laugh at my stuff all the time, and I was like, why? She's always laughing at my stuff, until I realized, that's her level. That's her frequency. It's got nothing to do with me. And then when I started working on myself, and then I started finding everything funny, people can post something on Facebook. You can like it, you can dislike it, you can put a heart, you can put a monkey, you can do whatever you want. But if you laugh, then people want to know, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Like, people get so triggered by laughter because now people aren't living their purpose. They're not doing what brings them joy. They're stuck in survival mode. And that's what this whole shift is about. It's about finding that inner child, healing the inner child. That's what this year is all about. The 2021 is all about healing the inner child. Next year, 2022 is all about unity, divine balance, divine vision, co-creation, harmony, family. Return to the bounteousness of nature. Mother Gaia is taking your planet back. It's all coming back, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. It's irrelevant. And you can either focus on the limited, linear illusion, the Maya, as the ancients called it, Maya. It's all an illusion. And you can slow the process down and make your journey more difficult. Or you can just keep it simple. Return to love, return to your breath, return to gratitude. And the more you are in gratitude and the more you connect with nature, and the more you do your spiritual disciplines, the more all of those ego traits start to fall away. And when they do pop up, it's like somebody's kind of breaking into your apartment. And you're like, hey, I do not consent. I recognize you. You used to live here. Yeah, maybe we might have got along at one point, but not anymore. I do not consent. Out. Get out. And you have that choice in every moment. When you're calling yourself out, all you're doing is calling the ego out of you. Because we've got all of these conditions inside of us that we've chosen unconsciously. And you can't let go of it until you accept it. Full acceptability, full accountability for who you are, for all your choices, your environment, your surroundings, everything. Take responsibility, take accountability. That is taking your power back. Don't compromise your feelings. Ever. Your feelings over everything, always. And the more inner work you do, the stronger your discernment gets, the more powerful your intuition. The stronger your connection, the more stable you become. So you're not thrown off by, little people running around throwing stones because they don't know who they are. They've forgotten who they are. Everything's falling apart. They don't know what's going on. They've got to blame someone. They're in ego. They're in fear. That's what fear does. Fear feeds. It's a taker. But it can only feed on fear. It can't feed on love. So you have a choice. When they come at fear, you can either be love and just observe them. You can just observe them, or you can get sucked into their fear, into their story, into their circus. And then that's your choice. There's no one else's fault. We are all responsible for our own feelings and not responsible for anybody else's feelings. And nobody's responsible for your feelings. So angels just pinged me. Somehow did I do Pono? I'll do it again anyway, because I don't recall. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you, Mama. Yes. Get it, Mama. All right, let's do the divine decrees again. Why not? I love them. I love them. Pure, whole, real truth. What did we do? Oh, we got rid of the trolls. Organic versus organized. Is your day organized or organic? It's a good question. Is your day organized or organic? Let's see. Someone's got a long message here. Wow. They should pause. Jesus, Michael. All right, let's read it. Let's read what Michael's got to say. Mum always shares earth equal heart, so it is on earth as it is in heaven. Earth equal heaven, same as truth equal love. Mother shares it with us, simple, and the more we trust love, the more we are to become bright new stars of brilliance. Mother's creations are being realized and seen and felt by humanity more and more. When I share wisdom and truth with randoms at work, especially about the real God, not the fake God, and everyone feels that what I am sharing is true. They feel it. And that in my eyes is the energy humanity are allowing to easily exist in them. Doubt, hesitation. It's not trusting. It's not feeling. Doubt is based on belief systems. Trust and belief are not the same thing. A masculine being who I work with, he was forcing me with his point about how beliefs and trust is the same. He shared that he previously worked for the European Navy for 14 years, has like 4 PhDs, and he was so convinced, forcing his point that belief and trust are the same thing. I shared a lot. He was challenging what I was sharing. I felt a shift happen after a moment for him and me, and he smiled when I expressed this. Haha, I love this life. Mother is the grand design. She is the sunshine, the tree growing alive. Mother is everything. Mother is in everyone and everything. Simple. Everything else that's not love feels off or is discerned as not the same feeling as love, mother. Then work in that, feel it, heal it, and keep on keeping on. Being love perceptive is new for me, and I recognize it is within me already. I am love perception, the mirror technique physically manifesting. This is the way. I am forever and always grateful. Thank you, Mother Queen, Creator of the universe. Love you so. Thanks for reading the love. Yippee! How did you know I was going to read it? You're sharp, bro. You're on it. your ISR forced me to reading it. That was beautiful. Thanks, bro. That was cool. Love you, Katie. What is organized? Hey, man. Wrong guy. I got no clue. I got no clue. Freshness. Now that I just read that word in the divine gene keys and what a like specific purpose it has with the frequency in it. And then the next day I see the loaf of bread we got there. Now they're using it. They're using the word freshness. I'm like, yep, of course they are. Thanks, bro. I was gonna get some cards and do some number cards. One moment, please. I'm gonna get my book of life cards. I'll be back. I'll be back. I decided to get a couple of pyramids while I was out. If you haven't got a pyramid yet, I highly recommend getting one. Super powerful. You were once a pyramid. Excuse me. You are more pyramid than you are human, by the way, in case you never knew. They were just grounding, calling in the starships. Alrighty. I actually took a pyramid and I buried one well, I didn't bury. I put it in the dam, and then I took one to the place where I'm riding the horses now, and I put a pyramid there. So we're gonna get them around Africa, get all these takers out of the country. All the governments are falling this month. We've been saying it for ages. The 7th month. Next month is the 8th. Taking back the power. It's getting the abundance. It's having that influence, that freedom of speech. It's all shifting. It's all prophesized. This is the year. It's all going down. 21 watching now just for confirmation, and it's all done already. Like, it's super exciting. Like, if you're not in joy, if your focus is not joy, you got to ask yourself what your priorities are. Are you still in survival mode, looking for that false sense of security? Because as I've been saying, security is the opposite of freedom. How many of you can put your hand up here now and say freedom not only is more important for you, but freedom for you is a priority over security, over your hand in the 3D, in your 3D belief systems. So who wants a card from the Book of Life? Let me know. I'm going to go through actually the 10 love and actions. I did the keys earlier. Oh, yeah. Ish. Ace. Alright, I have to get the... Alright, who's first? Michael. Alright. Michael, mother lover, angels. Where's Michael at? Michael's guidance for today. Brother Michael, what's he got? Let's see. There is one joker in here. If you hit the joker, you might just get a flash of lightning for speed up. Let's see. Michael. All right. Ooh, pop. Hey, you caught it. Ace of Diamonds. Ace of Diamonds, brother Michael, is encouraging you, firstly, to connect with your hands and get creative and develop your intuition. Take chances. You know, you've got that invention, that inventionism within you. You know, that inventor energy. And you know, a lot of people are afraid to take chances because they compare, you know, what they need to do based on what they've done before, or what they think they're good at. But there's what most people are going to be doing in the new earth. They haven't even got a clue yet. Like it's way beyond where we're at right now, what we're going to be doing. So just taking chances and, you know, just trying different things. And the ace is also the 11, you know, the empath. So just being fully transparent, which is what the Aquarian age is largely about, you know, being fully transparent. It's all about justice and also, you know, shifting the focus from the feminine, the masculine to the feminine. You know, really trusting your feelings over the logical left thinking brain, the masculine. You know, this is where most of the masculine are having challenges with. You know, they still battle with that real vulnerability and sensitivity and just, you know, being willing to look like a fool, you know, because who gives a fuck? You know, anyone is going to judge you as an ego, and if they're in love, they just laugh at you. And if you get triggered by that, then you've got something to look at. You know, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, play with your hands, be creative. Maybe if you can, get into some pyramids. You know, get into some copper wire, and yeah, just. I know you like to experiment and stuff, so you know, just really put your heart into it and make sure you're aware while you're doing it. Make sure you're present and you've got your intentions, and you know, you're just listening for guidance because there's definitely something there for you to do to bring in the abundance rather than working a 3D job. You know, you've got lots of potential in your hands. All right, who's next? Kat, you're up. You're up. Me, red ace. Well, maybe that was also for you. Let's see. I'll put it back in and see if the red ace pops up again. Let's see what we got for Kat. 2255. Angels, mom, what does Kat need? What does she want? Oh, Kat. Kat's got the two of clubs. The two of clubs. And the clubs, the two of clubs. The clubs represents that it's like that insider inside a group who lifts people with their enthusiasm, you know, and their compassion, and you know, just you know, like the Tao talks about the master or the leader, you know, how you know he basically gets everything put together, and then the people get it done in the end, and they say, look, we did it all by ourselves. Like they don't even, you know, they don't even acknowledge him because you know he was so non attached to his role. You know, there was just you know, seeing the purpose of our existence, of being in service, of being in integrity, and in service to the higher good. Because you, when you know we're all connected and you're in service, it means you're doing yourself the best you can do in every moment. You know, rather than chasing after the self-important agenda. So you know, the two of clubs is really about you know, being that bridge for your brothers and sisters. You know, being that pillar of light for to, you know, connect other people, or the master builder, bring people together, and just yeah, being in the enthusiasm. Because you know, even the divine gene keys, it talks about, you know, attitude is everything. Just like intention is 9/10 of the law. You know, it's all about your attitude. How's your attitude? Do you wake up every day saying, "Oh fuck, it's a new day today"? You know, anything can pop, anything can happen. You know, like that's how we're supposed to wake up every day. You know, wake up. But you know, we've been banging our head for so long. Now people are like, oh, Same shit, different day. Hey, what's new? Nah, nothing much. Like nothing much, like just the biggest event ever, 19 billion years, but not much. Nothing's happening. So yeah, it's and the two also can be the 11. So the two and the 3 are the most sensitive numbers. So it's really learning to trust your sensitivity more, which I know you're doing. Just trust that sensitivity, knowing that sensitivity is your biggest strength. I often liken it to a flower or a rose. A rose is sensitive. What does that mean? It means it's sensitive to life. It's sensitive to energy. It's sensitive to its environment, which means it's connected to all things. That's a powerful thing when you embrace it and you don't fight it and you don't try and condition it and protect it. That's not our job. Our job is to feel it and just go with that feeling, flow with the feeling and see where it takes you and enjoy the whole, kaleidoscope of life. Not just your little pretty picture that you've got up on the wall. Enjoy it all. Enjoy all the feelings. Embrace all the experiences. You've been through the worst. We've all should have died 100 times already, but we've got so many angels looking after us. There's all of creation is pulling for us here. Like that's the beautiful paradox: is there are no others and there is nothing else, and yet everything and everyone is here in these moments because we're all connected, and nobody can shift until this gets sorted out. And so it's priority number one. This is the heart of the universe. And it's already been done. Like everything is playing out. It's just like backlash, It's just feedback from the dissonance. It's all the unconsciousness precipitating to the surface. That's all it is. It's nothing to worry about. And it's definitely nothing to focus on. If it comes up in your space, look what it brings up inside you. Then transform it, let it go, and get back into being in joy. Doing what you love, doing what lights up your soul. And just by doing that, by being in that state of being, you're bringing in that divine guidance. You're opening up a channel for divine intelligence. And that you've got to build that relationship because, when you start receiving stuff that doesn't make sense and you can't find it on Google, then you're scared to share it with people because they want to know, how do you know that? Where did that come from? But when you get a million fucking synchronicities every day and people come with that, you don't need to explain yourself to anybody. You speak your full, whole, real truth, and then you step back. Your truth isn't going to change because people come with different ideas about your truth. The truth is the truth. You speak your truth and you move on. You don't go look back, who commented, what did they say? Oh, that person, oh, I better. No. Love flows. You don't look back and see how you did. You don't look in the future and see how it's. No, you're just flowing. That's it. The river of love just flows. That's what 5D is. It's a flow of magical moments and synchronistic events. That's true reality. And anytime you think you know something, or you've got a concept about something, or you think you understand something, you've got to step out of that river of love. Because now you've got a concept. Just like the ego, it's a concept. An identity, which has a point of reference. Which means it's inorganic. It's been created. It's a word program. So every time you're in your mind, you're in a word program. You're being controlled. When you're in your heart, you're safe. Nothing can touch you. You're aligning with your purpose. And it's all about that willpower. In every moment, you've got the willpower to choose to entertain the egoic, satanic agenda mind, knowing what it is, knowing what it does, knowing what it represents, or not to feed it. Because it's fear-based, so it feeds on your fear. It feeds on your conscious attention. And I often used to say, it's like, imagine sitting in a cinema and you've got the screen coming across you and it's just a whole bunch of different pictures, like images, and, this is your mind and the screen keeps coming across and you get to choose what to focus on. If a whole bunch of drama keeps coming past, You don't go and sit and watch a bunch of thrillers at the movie house all day. So if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't bring you joy, you let it go. You witness it. Because the mind talks shit. It's a perennial liar. That's all it does. So you just let it go. And then when something that comes into your space that lights up your soul and lights up your body, then you give it attention. You give it focus. And then you bring that into your environment. You bring that into your space. That creates your reality. Where attention goes, energy flows. And thoughts which are emotionalized become magnetized. So when you put feeling into something, you're asking for more of that. If you're putting feeling into fear and loneliness and abandonment and all of these things, insecurity, you're saying, oh, universe, I like insecurity. I like stress. Bring me more. I want more. That's what you're doing. It's just energy. Nothing's personal. Energy just does what it does. It just keeps moving and changing and transmuting, and change is the only constant. And yet most of humanity are so afraid of change. They want to look the same. They want to be known as the same. They want to, have like a what do you call it? Like a trend or a style, or I love water. Who's next? Like Eminem. Like, who's next? All right. Greetings. I am. Was that I am next for a card? Tiger Paw. All right. Let's see where Tiger Paw is at. Tiger Paw. Tiger Paw. Actually, that horse place I was walking on the sand today was called Tiger something arena. Something Tiger. Tiger Paw 1129. Interesting number. Tiger Paw, 3 of Hearts. Angels are telling you to have more fun and tap into your imagination. Humanity are very limited by what they think is real and what they think is possible based on the external experiences. And that is all shifting now. A lot of the, all the other timelines have been collapsed, and a lot of literally personality traits have been dissolved. So a lot of people are losing the plot. They don't know who they are. They don't know what's going on. Nothing makes sense. They're trying everything. So many people are here. I'm trying everything. I'm trying this. I'm trying that. You're trying with the same consciousness that's got you in the spot that you're in. That ain't gonna work. I keep telling people, it doesn't matter how much business you've done in the past, how much money you've made. It doesn't matter. No matter what you try now, if it's coming from your mind, it's gonna fall flat on its face. No matter what it is. No matter what you try. Until you get into a heart, it's gonna be a roller coaster. You're just gonna have a boomerang effect with every intention that you set out. So the 3 of Hearts is very much about finding that innocence, finding that purity of expression. And once again, the 3 is a very sensitive number. It's the inner child. And, people think that they need to earn playtime. That's it. They need to, qualify. They need to work hard before they can, go and, be enjoy and go and run or play or watch a movie or anything like that. But it's the opposite way around, because when you do those things first, when you put your feelings first, when you put your energetic state of being first, then you take that energy into whatever else you do after that. But if you wake up in the morning all stressed and rushed and, grab your toast and grab your smoke and your coffee and head out to work, what kind of a fucking day are you setting up? Yeah, and that's what people do, just over and over again, and wondering why things can't change, why things don't change. And science is constantly working on the object. Keep fixing the outside, making these quick fixes and quick button technology, and everything's so convenient. You can just do more things and get more done. You're not a human doing. Surprise, surprise. And yet all of humanity walks around saying, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? I love that word, that sentence. It makes fuck all sense. Ask yourself slowly that sentence. How are you doing? How are you? It makes no sense whatsoever. And that's the state of unconsciousness on the planet. Beings walking around asking, how are you doing? Because they don't care. Everyone's so worried about what other people think, but no one gives a fuck. Everyone's tripping in their own stuff. How are you doing? So that they can bypass how you're feeling. It's, it's fascinating. Fascinating. All right, Jana. Aloha, Jana. Let's see what Jana's got. Oh, oh, you got a double there. Wow. You got the 4 and the 5 of clubs. And these are like partners in numerology. You know, just like in the gene keys where you've got partners. So when you use Tesla's theory and you go into the sacred geometry and numbers, 4 and 5 are pairings, which obviously adds up to 9 because everything adds up to 9. And if you add up numbers 1 to 8, it adds up to 36, which is 9. So 9 is like, you know, it encompasses all things and yet it's not actually there. You know, it's an accumulation of everything. So 4 and 5 is 9, 8 and 1 is 9, 7 and 2 is 9, and 6 and 3 is 9. So the 4 and the 5 are really, really fundamental aspects with regards to like your inner state, because the 4 represents stability. And unlike what we've been taught and unlike what the dictionaries and education all say, stability has nothing to do with external. It's got nothing to do with having a house and a steady job and all of that shit. That's not what stability is at all. That's just a whole bunch of attachments, which is a big part of the 4 as well, is detaching, letting go. You know, letting go of all of that baggage, all of those belief systems, all of that conditioned living, you know, self-sabotage, you know, sacrificing your freedom and your soul in order to, promote survival and some sort of sense of like respectability within your community. You know, you're not living in a slum, or you're not dressed funny. You know, you've got to look the part. And I mean, how many times my earth mother used to say to me, Greg, you can't go to the shop like that. And I was like, but I'm not out to fucking impress anyone. I'm going to get fucking bread. You know, like I'm still the same, man. I still go my bare feet and like my no mask, and I'm not out to impress anyone. I'm going to do what I got to do. Like if people get triggered by you being you, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. You just got to shine your light. And it's like the Matrix where you see the lady in the red dress. You know, your tribe will find you when you shine your lights. That's how it works. But you got to take that leap of faith. You got to step on water first, walk on water, say, hey, fuck it, let me just do this. Fuck everything I've been taught. I'm all in. Let me start fresh today. I'm born today. I'm born today. And in this moment, everything is perfect. You know, I often do this exercise if you wanna try with me. So do this with me. Take a look to your left. Take a look to your right. Do you see your problems anywhere? No, they don't exist. Problems do not exist, except in the mind, because the mind created the problems. Because the mind is the problem. The mind is a word problem that only exists when you're in your mind and you're focused on a problem, because nothing exists without the observer. So where's your attention going? Determines how you're feeling and how your life's going. Simply where your attention's going. That's it. That's the simplicity of life and energy and reality. And the little things like, are you wearing your chakra colors every day? Are you eating the chakra foods every day? Are you grounding every day, connecting with Mother Earth? Are you breathing all day, every day? These are the simple things that will make you feel great. It might not get you a palace, but the only reason you want a palace or want any of these things is so that you can feel that way. Like people, that's the whole fucking point. You want all these things to feel that way, but you can just choose to feel that way. Then when those things come, they're a bonus, they're a blessing. They're not an attachment or a requirement or a dependent, you know, or a, what do they call, what's that word? I don't know what these fancy words they got out there. But on that note, while we all take deep breaths, I just got to go top up my water. And the angels re-hearted me. So I don't know whose cards I haven't done, but I'll just flow with it. So we'll come back to it later. But I've got a video of moms that I chose that I want to play. It's always mom first. So here we go. And I've even got a speaker, so it will be nice and loud. Right. Let's see what we got, mama. Let's see what we got. Humanity is here to accomplish something great. Enjoy it. Hey, why did you go soft? Get it.
Greetings, everyone, on this beautiful, very sunny and warm summer day. We have an Earth Ally message to share with you. Humanity is here to accomplish the incredible. Love letters. From the present moment of now, heaven on earth, equal heart. Blessed is the love called God, everywhere present, equally within us all. Love from the Galactic Federation of Light, the company of heaven, and from Galactic Center. We are your family of light, from the stars and beyond. We are your Earth allies and representatives for First Contact. We are also the ground crew, medical team here on planet Earth, Equal Heart, walking with each of you, hand in hand, heart to heart, soul touching soul, home into the light. We love you unconditionally. Humanity is here to accomplish the incredible. Their destiny is to succeed in a complete planetary awakening on planet Earth, Equal Heart. And indeed, in many ways, the truth of this manifestation is already making its presence known, as we have shown up here in honor of humanity succeeding in this, in loving themselves and one another, therefore raising themselves up together into love everywhere present, 5D reality. The road to full consciousness is a road, a path, which takes courage, determination, perseverance, and an attitude of no matter what. The reason is because you have to dissolve all the walls, which are the blocks within you, to awaken fully into the present moment now. This is through letting go of everything you thought you were and being all the love and everything you are. Thus, this dissolves all illusion. The unconsciousness or illusion is where you forgot who you really are, and where the disconnection from source, truth, and your light occurred. Each of you are here on planet Earth Equal Heart to accomplish the task of showing up, being present, and being the love you truly are. This is how we are raising the vibrations on the planet into balanced harmonics, which is the destiny. The task that humanity is in for is not an easy task, but it's not impossible. In fact, humanity is here to accomplish the incredible, something which has never been accomplished anywhere in creation. And everyone will succeed, as this is the destiny of this planet, decreed by us, and is one of the many reasons why we have shown up here. This is something extremely unique, new, and why your souls were so eager to get here. You stood in line with Godzillion of other beings just for this experience, to travel from out of the depths of the lower vibrations and home into the light, from unconsciousness to full consciousness, reconnection to source. This has been referred to as ascension. This is also why, from everywhere, throughout creation, everyone has come to help humanity and to participate in this amazing, incredible event. Many other planets have awakened before, in which most of you have also been a part of this process. This is why you are here. However, ignorance was never a part of it, as ignorance only existed here on this planet, as it has only been running rampant on this planet. But you will remember that only the best of the best of the best came to planet Earth at these times, in these moments, for what is now happening. We can refer to the Berlin Wall event coming down, like ending the separation of a country, and in true reality, see that event for humanity now as completely letting go or breaking down the barriers of the ego, and finally stepping into the oneness energy. As this is what you came here to accomplish within consciousness and in service to Source, which is your role in the divine plan. By dissolving the walls that were the block to full consciousness, you are opening up the doors so that others can also make the journey home. In the unconsciousness, you completely forgot who you were. However, the truth is here, being shared, and it's simple. Simply remember who you are, and the lights come on. Not remembering who you really are, you are in the darkness of unconsciousness. The only way out of the darkness or unconsciousness is through. This, each being on the planet has to accomplish for themselves, and as we have shared, is why so much help from all of creation has arrived to be of assistance. You came here to play a part in the most unique divine plan in all of creation. Each of you have equal parts. However, you must walk through the wide open doors and stand up to accomplish this. You begin by remembering who you are. And once you remember, then your journey home into the light begins. This is when you stand up. And once you stand up, love and everyone else is right beside you. Love always remembers it is love, and love can only stand up as we stand up with you. The moment has come to step fully with us into the new paradigm of oneness, unconditional love, peace, abundance, overflowing joy, happiness, real family, true equality, true cooperation, lots of laughter, and so much more. These are indeed exciting times. Be present. Show up, because you don't want to miss this. Those that are ready for this shift are moving directly into the center of this oneness energy. This will begin expanding and causing a snowball effect around the planet of ever-increasing energies of unconditional love and unity consciousness. All must align with this energy to make it through the constant shifting. This is the reality. Plain and simple, just choose love. Love is truly what's happening. And transmission and all love is unconditionally. We are so in love with humanity. With all our love unconditionally, love Mother and Father God, Amen Ra, and the Earth Ally.
Yippee! Get it, mama. I downloaded one.
No New Year's Day.
Yeah, mama! Whee! Facebook banning me again. Retards. Oh, wow. If you don't feel that, I highly recommend a heart transplant. The numbers are popping in here, nice and hot. The return to innocence. And today is the 16th of the 7th. And the 16 represents, you know, when you look at the spiral of creation, the evolutionary rate of consciousness, the golden mean, it's 1.618, and that 6.1 energy, you know, it's all about service to self, and what can I achieve, you know, what can I, you know, it's all about chasing after your vasanas. You know, in Sanskrit they call them vasanas. We come in with a set of vasanas that we've come to transform, and you can either, you know, transform it through direct application and awareness, or through simply shifting your focus to a higher ideal. You know, anytime, like they say, you know, DSFSQ, you know, when you're not feeling good, do something for someone quick, you know, just be in service, because that's where true joy lies. True joy lies when you're in service, when you're helping others, because it's easy to be joy on your own, you know, to find that state of kind of, you know, harmony within your environment. But the true joy and the true abundance and the true gift comes when you start being in service, and you start saying, well, how can I help other people to feel this way? You know, how can I help other people to go beyond their beliefs and go beyond their blockages and their conditions, so they can see more of who they are? You know, and that's where we really, you know, the whole purpose of a gift is to give it away, you know, to share it. And that's the beauty of love, is that the more you give it away, the more you receive it, you know, and you always receive more than you give. That's the nature of love, you know, that's the nature of unconditional love, which is the only love. You know, humanity have been caught up in a concept of conditional love, which is not even a thing. There's no such thing. You've got unconditional love, and then you've got conditions. And so that's why it's all about returning. You got to take full accountability for all of the shadows, all of your shadows. And as the Gene Key saying, every shadow has a gift. And so when you're not feeling good, you know, when you're going through the mill, when you're spinning your tits off and your ego's on a fucking rampage, just slow down and feel it. Just literally sit in it and feel it, because everything is God consciousness. And so everything just wants love. And so when you give it love, instead of beating it up and accusing it and judging it like everybody else has always done, and you offer it a safe space just to be, then it transforms that attachment to those experiences that you never fully experienced on your journey, where you've got those wounds and those pockets of density and fear. You simply need to feel it with an open heart and allow it to pass through your heart. And whatever it brings up, just allow it, accept it, recognize it, and then let it go. Tomorrow or the next moment, it doesn't exist anymore. It was simply an experience that you had then. And the more you do that, the more you that's what a true warrior is out there for. For all the masculine out there, they still got this macho vibe. You want to be a true warrior. Start to trust and express your feelings, your full feelings, all of your feelings, full vulnerability, without an agenda, without a manipulation or power over aggression, and just be that guy. Where you look like a fool and you make mistakes, but it doesn't matter. It's like that guy in Notting Hill. Have you seen that movie Notting Hill with, I think it's Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant, and then the guy, his roommate that comes to the door when she rocks up with all the press, and he rocks up in his jocks there. Like that guy. Be like that guy. I can't remember what his name was. Be like that guy. And then the second, it's interesting here for the second gene key, because the two is obviously the unseen, it's the unseen, the unknown. It's the feminine aspects within you as well, the feelings, the emotions, all of that stuff that you can't really express, because it's not, there's no correlation between how you feel and words. Like what we say is not even close to what our soul really means. But we've been given 26 letters to express our we're multidimensional beings. We've been given 26 letters to express ourselves. Plus, those 26 letters have then been conditioned and prescribed with certain meanings so that we can only use them in certain ways. And so that's where gematria helps, because what you're saying is not what you mean. That's why it's not about the word you say. It's about the energy that you say. It's about the intention that you've got. It's all about the frequency. Just like mom would say 2 words and have everyone laughing or have everyone in tears. It's got fuck what you do with the words. I can say the same words, it won't have the same effect. It's all about your frequency. And the deeper you go in and the more you let go of, you automatically raise your frequency. Let's see who's got a nice message here. Michael. Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, page 10. Can you coax your mind from its wandering and keep to the original oneness? Can you let your body become supple as a newborn child? Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but light? Can you love people and lead them without imposing your will? Can you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? Giving birth and nourishing, having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not controlling. This is the supreme virtue. Exactly, bro. Simple. So simple and yet so complex, because there's a big difference between complex and complicated. I mean, all of creation is made up with essentially 2 numbers, 0 and 1. But because the multidimensionality of numbers, there's infinite combinations. That's the brilliance of true reality, of true love. It's not comprehensible. It's not understandable. You cannot rationalize it. You cannot segment it and subdivide it. And that's not how true reality works. That's not how true love works. It's beyond comprehension. It's beyond understanding. And the sooner you can let go and recognize that actually we don't know shit, and even better, we don't need to know shit, and just trust that what comes in the moment is what's meant to come. What you're meant to say is what you're going to say, and what you're meant to do is what you're going to do. You don't need to plan it so that it's perfect, so that you don't make mistakes and you avoid conflict and you don't step on toes. That's not how you live. You make those mistakes, you have those confrontations, you work through those energetics, and you both leave lighter. But rather make the mistakes, because you can't make mistakes in the present moment, but rather make the mistakes and get some words thrown at you than sit in a closet being too scared to make the mistake. Rather just do it. Just, fall on the, trip over your feet and fall on the stage. Rather just do it. Your tribe will be there backing you up and throwing you back out. Go again, do it again, try it again. It's all good. It's all good. Everything's good. Love is one. Love is all there is. Literally. Everything is not love is not real. It might seem real because you've been giving it attention for thousands of years, but it's all been it's been dissolved. It's leaving you. It's being poured. It's been pulled out of you, and all you got to do is say, I see that. What am I holding on to? Stubbornness. I go. What is this? Rejection. Go. Just let it go. That's it. 2 3 3 3. There's 4 3s on the timer there. 2 3 3 3 3 7. Divine expression. So the 2 talks about returning to the 1. And the shadow side of returning to 1 is dislocation. And dislocation is it's like a localized consciousness, where the Gene Keys talks about the 3 parts of meditation, concentration, and then contemplation, which is a combination of meditation and concentration. So dislocation is essentially concentration, because you are focused on one specific thing and not fully aware of everything. You're not in a witness consciousness. You've chosen to adopt a particular view, or chosen to adopt a particular perception from that experience. Trust and allow this moment of now. That's it, bro. That's all we got. That's what there is. There is only the now, and the now is eternal. So to try and rush out of the now is the most, honestly, the most retarded thing we can do, which we've been doing for fucking thousands of years. And yet that's our contract. We contracted and said we will remain present. Not get caught up with identity, or what about me? Look at my label. What about my name? What can I achieve? How do I look? Not about label, not about status, not about money, not about, let me create a little fake conditional family unit, and when I've got time, then I will go and connect with my brothers and sisters. That's not how it works. We are all one. And so we've got to be present with all things, as the Tao says. You're present for all things. If you're listening to your brother, or washing the dishes, or driving the car, or flying the plane, or dancing on stage, you've got to be in the same space. That state of non-attachment, just being in the experience, fully allowing the energy of love to flow through you, and however it looks. It doesn't matter how it looks. It's the feeling that counts. If you're feeling great, and then you perform a show, and for 2 minutes you're on top of the world, and afterwards everyone laughs at you, it doesn't matter, because you spent 2 minutes on top of the world. It's just about being in that feeling as often as possible, because the more you're in that feeling, the more you remember who you are. It's about embodying love. That's how we get to our higher self. And how do you embody love? You choose love. You choose things that bring you love. You choose to be around people that are also choosing love. The givers, the people that want to raise the vibration, the people that see the highest in you. Surround yourself with love. Make it easier for yourself. We got all over the wars, all the daily mantras and the I am affirmations and the chakras, and wherever you go, there's something to read. You're waiting for toast, there's the 10 love in actions. First, love in action. I refrain from opposing or harming anyone. There, I'm having my toast, I'm raising my vibration. It's also simple what we have to do. Change the trophies in your house and put some things for you to look at every day, to reheart you until you get back into that routine of putting your heart first, putting your inner child first, putting your feelings first. Don't be afraid of, having your place all prim and proper, in case people come, or, just that whole, that like spick and span, got to all be kind of everything in place. Make it a jungle gym of spiritual, spiritual growth and spiritual enhancement and advancement, and create the universe in your house. Play with your environment. Like mom's room was always fucking like magical, from another planet. Invest in yourself by investing in your space. Just play around, do different stuff. If you've got crystals, move them around every day, create shapes, create pyramids. They work with your attention, they work with your energy. There's no good just sitting somewhere. It's the same as people who read a book. They read a book and then they say, oh yeah, I read the book. But they never read the book with their heart. They read the book with their eyes. So they could say, I read the book. When you read it with your heart, it sounds different every time. If you've got a good book that's about spiritual growth and about self-love, and unity, it will sound different every time. You'll get little nuggets every time. You will read a three-word phrase, and all of a sudden you'll fucking have an epiphany because you're slowing down. You're not just reading automatically. You're feeding into what you're saying because you're talking to yourself. Why did this book in your space? Why are you talking these words? Nothing is coincidental. Just be with yourself. Pay attention to yourself. They say the best thing you can ever give somebody is the gift of your attention. Give yourself attention. Give your feelings attention. Give your inner child attention. That's what this year is all about. Healing the inner child. Nothing else is more important. That's how we find our balanced harmonics and bring heaven to earth. By healing the inner child. The rest is organic. Love is who you are. Love doesn't need instructions. So then you go from dislocation to orientation. And orientation is finding your bearings by taking stock, taking accountability, being reflective, doing your conscious writing. You don't have to write stuff to make sense. You don't have to write stuff to email it to someone. You simply need to write it as a means of bridging the physical and the spiritual. Because you've got energy here, you've got some things going on, and then you bring it into tangible manifestation. It doesn't need to be a $1 million check to be worth it. It's just bringing energy through that's trapped, that needs to be released. And the more you do that, the more you're allowed to come in. And there's so much energy, pure love frequencies flooding the planet right now. The best thing you could do is just say, fuck, what am I attached to? Get rid of everything in my head and in my space that's not serving me, or I don't use, or it's just, whatever. Just really simplify and look for the triggers. Ask the angels every day, bring it on, show me, bring on the experiences. I want to be grand. I don't want to be half-assed. I don't want to be fucking half human, half fucking royal angel. Bring it on so I can get it out. Don't be afraid of confronting it. It's just energy. And you can't avoid it. And what you avoid, what you resist, persists. So avoidance is not the brightest plan on the planet, So orientation creates discernment. You're starting to find your bearings. You're starting to question things. You're starting to ask more questions and re-look at things that you've always just done because that's how you were taught when you were 5. Don't just take things for granted. Exactly, Krista. Bring it on, angels. Don't take anything for granted. And then from the orientation comes the unity. You start to see others from a different perspective. You start to give people the benefit. You start to see the higher. You start to recognize that everybody's going through fucking shit. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's got things going on. But that's the challenge with relationships. You leave one, you go into another one. You haven't worked on the lessons that you got from the last one, and then you just get the same lessons with a different face. Because you're taking in the same baggage. Plus, you get more because it's compounded. Do all of your healing first before you go out and try and solve anybody's problem. Before you go and, they say, take the log out of your own eye before you try and take a speck out of somebody else's eye. Take all of your masks off before you try to tell somebody, hey, you've got a mask on. I see your ego mask. Take all of your masks off, all of them, every day. Where can I evolve? How am I evolving? What can I do? What can I let go? But then you contemplate, then you let it go. You set the intention, you set all the intentions, then you know it's coming. Then you go and do your thing, and that's automatic contemplation because you've sent it out. It's in the energy, it's mixing. And when you don't attach to it, if you love something, let it go. If it's meant, it comes back. You don't attach to it, you don't have expectations, you've sent it out. You can do that all day long, send it out. But don't have an attachment or an agenda with it. When it comes in divine timing, you're like, I remember I asked for that a while back. Yes, beautiful, thank you. That's we were talking earlier, Michael, about self-doubt. They say doubt will kill more dreams than anything else ever will. People set out their goals. I want to be this. And then the first obstacle, they're like, wait, I'll make it happen. Next, and eventually too many obstacles, they're like, no, because you're trying to force it to happen. Let life handle the details. Exactly. That's exactly how simple it is. And love is who you are. So when you let go of everything that's not love, the rest is pure, simple, wholeness, organic, fluidity with the oneness of life, the river of life. And it's super simple, super duper. So if anybody's got any ideas, please let me know. I want to get into like family numerology and group numerology, because when you do the numbers in groups, you learn so much more about not only the numbers but about yourself and about other people. If somebody comes to you, for example, and they got a name Mark, then you know what their challenges are. You know where their strengths are. You know where you can kind of connect, and when they come at you with some low vibe 3D shit, it's just where they're at. You can see it. You can see by the energy. You can see the obstacle that they've got, and then you can either share some guidance, and if it's received, cool, and if it's not received, it doesn't matter. We can't have expectations on our words, and that's a big thing with humanity. You say something, but then you wait. You wait and you expect the person to respond or reply in a certain way. Then you're putting fear into their environment, into their their energetic field, because now you've got an expectation of them. And that's taker energy. You say stuff because that's how you feel. You don't say stuff to get somebody to say stuff so you can say stuff. That's all taker energy. You say what you're going to say, and then you've said it. It's not this bicker, banter, stealing energy stuff. And that's only when you're thinking, when someone's talking, that happens. If you just receive the person, then then you get to fully experience that moment without bypassing it, distracting yourself, shifting it around, shifting the focus around. They say the seeds of possibility are found in the spaces between breaths. The silence. You could call it the silence, or you could go beyond the silence to the awareness, and you can recognize the stillness, because it's necessarily silence. If you listen closely enough, you can hear the spheres. You can hear this music is everywhere. It's not something that we've just created. It's the sounds of the spheres. It's the sounds of the cosmos. And this is what's coming back to us now. The sounds, the smells, the visions. We're getting our senses back. The planet's healing. Everything's shifting. And so what's going to come up for you isn't going to make sense. And some of it's going to freak you out. But that's exciting if it freaks you out, because it's not fucking normal. It's not mundane. It's not the same robotic shit. It's different. It's new. That's life. Embrace it. You're not alone. We're all in this together, and it just keeps getting better, and we're just getting started. So hold that energy, hold that frequency in everything you do. And when people come at you in fear, sit and recognize where they're at. It doesn't mean that's where you're at. And like the Vedanta says, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you all good for a week and then you go visit your folks and they throw you off balance, then you need to spend more time there because that's your level of consciousness. That's where you're at. You've got pockets there that you haven't dissolved and you've been running around, trying to be a light worker, love and light, but bypassing, the core energetics that need resolving in order to move forward. Any family dramas you got, whatever they are, whatever chords you've got that are not in balance and harmony, they need to be resolved one way or the other, however you do it. Any issues you got with your exes, any challenges you got with the government, you got to sort it out inside or communicate with whoever you got to communicate with. Because you can't move forward, you can't go through this ascension process until you are fully light, balanced, unattached, not separated by your individual identity, ego, mind, program, word. Love you, brother. So I feel that was a good session. 11:49. What's the date today? We are on the 16th, 17th. So things are going to really start amping up from tomorrow. And there's huge things lined up for next week. And then obviously building up to the high 20s again, the high spiritual connections. And, there's a lot more starships and everything everywhere, like sightings. I mean, I've seen videos where there's holes in the ground. I'm sure they showed it in The Simpsons. Holes in the ground, appearing in the ground outside the president's office, whatever. Like there's huge things about to happen, like tsunamis, earthquakes. Like it's huge, but it's going to happen anyway. You don't wobble with everything that happens. You recognize it for what it is, and you see where it affects you, and you work on that. That's it. That's all. Go within, heal yourself, heal the world. We all heal ourselves. We heal the world tomorrow. We all breathe now together in oneness. We heal the world. We do everything in unity. That's love and simple and pure that a 5-year-old can do. We bring heaven to earth. That's all we got to do. It's really simple. There's no going around looking for stuff. You don't need to look for shit. You're a royal angel. You're here on a mission. And you're here to transform energy with an open heart. Simple. You do that, you're honoring God. You're honoring your contract, and you're being part of the solution. Period. So that's me from sunny Africa. I'm going to finish with a pana if anybody wants to join me. 22, I love that. I was actually, I was hanging out by the tree where one of the horses areas, and I was having a smoke there. And then I looked around to the side in the middle of nowhere in the bush. There's a big container, and then it said there, it had a number at the top, and then underneath it said USA 2210. So I was like, interesting. So I don't know shit, but things are super exciting. Thanks, brother. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Mama! Yes! Love you, family. Thank you all for joining me. And thank you for spreading Mama's love. Kuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Kuna Matata. Ain't no passing